Welcome to this video. In this video, I will explain you that do we use mathematics in computer science? And if yes, where do we use? Because a lot of students have doubt that do we use mathematics in higher study or in computer science? Because when we see from the top level, after completing graduation in computer science, a lot of students build applications, softwares. So is it only about coding and developing some UI part, or do we really use mathematics? So let's start the topic. So I will explain you from a very basic example. So as we all know, computer has computer consists two parts. Okay, first is hardware and second is software. Okay, this is hardware and second part is software. Now, if we explore in depth, generally software has two main components. Okay, first is front end part, which consists UI user interface, and another part is back end part, where we write our application logic and also we deal with databases. And in front end, also we deal with responsiveness. So, if we have to write logic and if you are related to computer science, you have faced that situation that in backend you need to write logic, okay, and you have to write algorithm. So if you are an experienced person, I think you have written some algorithm. If you are working on a good organization and you are building any decent product, so you have written many algorithms. And if you want to build any applications, so you must know algorithms. And sometimes we have a lot of algorithms and we need to choose any one based on our requirement. For an example, sorting algorithm. There are a lot of sorting algorithms like insertion sort, selection sort, bubble sort, quick sort, merge sort, and each have their benefits and disadvantage based on their test cases or their performance. So now we are moving towards the mathematics because now we have to build an application and we have to write logic. That means we have to build algorithm. And if we have already some algorithms, we need to choose one algorithm. Suppose we have a lot of algorithms. So how we choose algorithm? So it depends on our requirement that okay that we need algorithm for small cases or large test cases, or do we need fast algorithm, or do we need, so it depends on some test cases. Like if we want to save space, we will choose an algorithm that will take minimal space. And if we need an algorithm which executes very fastly, so we will choose algorithm which has less time cost. So to choose one algorithm, we use complexity. Okay, so now we are dealing with complexity. So there is so now to choose a best algorithm, we find complexity of an algorithm, mainly time complexity and space complexity. And to find time complexity or space complexity, we use simply mathematics. Okay, so we use mathematics to simply calculate the complexity of an algorithm to choose the best algorithm for our requirement. So there might be a question that why we use mathematics to find complexity of an algorithm. Why we do not write or execute the implementation of algorithm. Okay, so my dear friends, if we have a lot of algorithms, we do not prefer to execute each algorithms based on some test cases, because if we follow this procedure, there will be chance that our algorithm will fail, because when we execute an algorithm, it executed on some test cases, and in real world when we deal with applications, we do not run algorithm on some test cases. We deal with runtime dynamic data. So that's why instead of calculating complexity based on some test cases by executing the code, we use mathematics to find complexity of an algorithm. So I hope you got some clarity that where we use mathematics in computer science. Here I told you a basic one example, and if you need more explanation that or the practical implementation that how we use mathematics to find complexity, here I told you that where we use, but if you want to know how we find complexity using mathematics, so please comment us. I will make another video that how we calculate the complexity, because by that video you will understand more. But in this video the purpose was to tell you that where we use. So I think that is all about this video. Thank you.